Here's the thing. If your freedom means I might catch COVID from you, then so be it. If my freedom means you might catch COVID from me, then so be it. That's honestly how I see it. For the sake of freedom, yours and mine together, I will cheerfully risk catching COVID. That is a chance, one among many that I am prepared to take, and happily. Life is not safe. Freedom is not safe. For the sake of freedom, yours and mine together, both freedoms being of equal value, I will cheerfully risk much else besides.
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare.
That the RNLI has become increasingly politicised, spending money, buying burkinis for women in Africa, funding creches in Bangladesh, getting in all sorts of projects all around the world that I'm sure their donors who put money in the boxes had no idea they were getting involved in. They've become very political in this country too. Messages that have gone to RNLI crews on the anniversary of George Floyd's death, the flying of the rainbow flag at some of their stations. Now, you may approve of all of these things, but the point is they are all political gestures from an organisation that has no need to be political at all. And because I made these comments about the RNLI, we've had the rejoin the EU, and all the hard left are the ones saying we must crowdfund, we must help, we must buy a new lifeboat and name it after Farage and all the rest of it. Well, even if £200,000 has been raised since this so-called row began, it doesn't really help very much because the daily running cost is £440,000.
And one of the big problems is that these illegal and immoral employers are actually putting legitimate businesses who are doing the right thing by their staff out of business. And it's got to be found out, it's got to be stopped. It's like a cancer spreading in the city of Leicester. It's predominantly in the garment industry. And you've got systemic failure of all the protections for those vulnerable workers. It's failed in the city, and a lot of the blame must go to the Labour Party. It's a Labour-controlled city. There's 52 Labour councillors, 1 Lib Dem, and as of last week, the first Conservative councillor was elected in Leicester East in a very, very long time. We need more representation, and you've got to hold that council to account for systemic failures.
The Delta variant was nonsense then, it is nonsense now. You will not wear masks in this church. You will not wear masks in this church. I'm telling you right now, do not get vaccinated. Do not get vaccinated.
And I take your points very sincerely about pay, Nick, and no one would want to pay our fantastic police more than I would. We're just going through a tough time financially for the government, and I think most people do understand that. I just ask people to recognise that, but also that the government is doing what it can to expand police numbers as fast as we can.
Come on, Stephen.
Wow.
I think we need to have a meeting with his dad.
Irony alert, Stephen. Stop being a bitch. Stop being a baby. Like, come on, Stephen. I think he lost the right to those holsters. I think he has to retire them.
Oh, sweetie. What kind of a pussy am I talking to? What happened to you? Bro, it was a dope movie and you're a fucking communist. Can't wait for Avatar 2.
So how unsurprising that with week-on-week cases falling and hospitalisations and deaths a fraction of where they were, they want another hit of fear, which is like crack cocaine to these advisors. Shall you tell them, or shall I, that life is dangerous and always has been? Shall you tell them, or shall I, that yes, the virus could mutate, or another one could come along which wipes all of us out? Shall you tell them, or shall I, that we might trip on a paving stone, fall down the stairs, or walk under a bus?
And the NHS, by the way, is not a free service. It is paid by every one of us working adults and employers by way of national insurance. And yes, of course, some people can go private. In fact, many of them are. But why should they have to when they've already paid for the NHS? And much more importantly, what about those people who simply cannot afford to do that? And so, to the bosses and the policymakers in the NHS for whom I blame this mess, I say this: stop using COVID as an excuse for poor service and get back to doing what we pay you to do. Protect us the way that you asked us to protect you.
Cold feet again.
If your freedom means I might catch COVID from you, then so be it. If my freedom means you might catch COVID from me, then so be it.
Peter, you're lying in a news grave. Do you know what's written on your headstone?
News.
Peter, thank you.